この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I am here for episode 2 of Flip Flappers titled Pure Convata. I have no idea what that means, but it probably has something to do with pure illusion and may have something to do with the little rock crystals that they found and may have something to do with the powers that they seem to have. And okay, let's be real. Episode 1 of Flip Flappers was a wonderful, magical, ridiculous, over-the-top acid trip that didn't really sink in until I watched it a second time and spent some time just, thinking about it. First off, the first thing that I want to say is that this first episode of this show, well, I'll just say it was really exciting and a lot of fun and enjoyable, and the ideas that it's working with are in really interesting spaces, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what ends up coming of them and what more we get of these crazy, weird, wonderful ideas that we have present in this first episode of the show. But on second viewing, it seems to me that the first episode is very intentionally keeping its cards close to its chest. There are lots of little bits and pieces, little scenes, little frames that I glossed over on first watch and didn't quite notice or didn't quite get the full ramifications of. Some examples that come to mind are the one frame at the very beginning of Papika's introduction that we get, where we see a girl just dead and she's like, oh, it was another bust, I guess I'll go look for another one. And then you marry the implications of that scene with the implications of the scene when they finally get into the weird tunnel space in between here and Pure Illusion, and Papika just runs up and jumps on Coco and is like, oh wow, you're alive! Which strongly implies that if this hadn't worked, Kokoro would be fucking dead. There is some darkness in this show, and it is more than just creeping in at the edges. It is there, and it is present, and Papika is deeply involved in it, whatever the hell it is, and doesn't seem to know about it or understand the ramifications of what she's doing, or care. I don't really know. We did a lot in the last episode, and we also did very little in terms of actually giving any kind of answers or explanations or understanding. It was just weird and wild and wonderful and inexplicable, and I'm waiting for the explanations to start flooding in and for the other shoes to start dropping. But anyway, in episode 1, we met Kokona, who strikes me as seemingly like our main character, of the two of them, I guess. She's the normal girl. She is normal. She is soft-spoken, she is often alone, and is somber, seems to have relatively few friends, seems to be relatively introverted, and is explicitly uncertain about her direction in life. She doesn't know what school to choose going into high school, I assume, and doesn't know where she wants to go with her life. She's on the boundary between things. She's flip-flopping, ha 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 ha. And then we met Papika, who is polar opposites attract stuff going on here. She is bombastic and lively, and eventually we discover that she has zero sense of self-preservation, and seemingly, I'm just gonna infer, I don't know if it's actually implied, that stems from a lack of knowing what the hell friends are, because she goes to ridiculous ends to try and help her new friend Kokona, getting the glasses from the Hoarfrost thing, with absolutely zero sense of self-preservation, and that strikes me as weird. I don't know what the hell Papika's deal is, but she seems to have been a part of whatever weird organization she's in for a long time, and may not know much about the world beyond that, or worlds, because there are multiple worlds now. Okay, we also met Dr. Salt and a couple of rando science-y people. Dr. Salt strikes me as definitely not an evil guy who is definitely not the bad guy of the main series, and is definitely not going to be doing any kind of evil stuff. He's just sitting in a dark chair with his sunglasses on inside, fondling a little piece of a gem that seemingly grants wishes, and seemingly ordering random weird robot soldiers to capture Papika and stuff. I don't really know what Dr. Salt's deal is, but we'll find out. There are also lots of strange things in the OP, weird pyramid shit, guys in Ku Klux, whatever, KKK-esque weird robe things. There's the weird boat dream, which has an optical illusion in it. There's the optical illusion of the two sides of the hourglass on the clock being faces. There are a lot of weird optical illusions and stuff. But anyway, Kokona, after taking a test and then going and talking to her teacher about her uncertainty about her future, wanders off into the forest where she meets Papika near a strange, oddly lit, sort of ethereal pipe. It's a pipe. Papika comes out of it. They meet the I forget its name. It's Buchan. Is it Buchan? I just watched the episode again. I don't know what's wrong with me. Weird thing with tentacle arms and grabby I don't know. And they get whisked off into the world of pure illusion, where they spend an entire day together, being super friendly and having lots of fun and just playing like little children should in a magical snowy fairyland where the snow all tastes like candy. Um, Very fairy tale vibes. Not the show Fairy Tale, but vibes of fairy tale, Snow White, Hansel and Gretel. And there were lots of little things that sort of pointed in that direction, especially in the ED, which is awesome, by the way. Gosh, I'm jumping all over the place. But they spend the entire day in Fairyland until the hoarfrosts, the frost that gathers up on trees, become like sentient giant frostworm glacier things and begin moving. And they take with them Kokona's glasses. So Papika essentially does a self-sacrifice play and throws herself at one of these things, and it's a really awesome action sequence, and gets her glasses back, but falls into the water with one of the hoarfrosts, at which point Papika gets... I'm sorry, Coconut... I'm gonna mess up these names. Coconut gets really mad, and she does a scream, and her thigh starts glowing, and then there's a really awesome sequence where she kind of turns into a superpower Super Saiyan person, and just screams, and that's awesome. And then suddenly we're back in the real world, and it was all a dream, but not really. Then they're attacked, and Papika's kidnapped, and I have no idea where we're going from there. So, a lot happened. I want to know more about these characters. I want to know what their reaction to being separated and split up in this moment is. I want to know whether Dr. Salt is responsible for Papika's current capture. I want to know what the deal is with their whole synchronization thing. I want to know what this organization is and what their intent is. Why are they doing what they're doing? I want to know Papika's like involvement with it and how long she's been involved with it and what her whole deal and general personal motivations are, if there are any. And I want to know what the fuck pure illusion is and how it's formed and what rules or powers have to do with it. If pure illusion is the only weird world here, then that's one thing. If there are multiple weird worlds here, because we had that one photo of the poster thing with a bunch of doors in the weird tunnel place, so there may be other parallel realms as well. I don't really know. And I'm looking forward to just the way that this show messes with my head, honestly. That was the thing that stood out to me most after rewatching episode 1 with a bit of a keener eye and more focused on what it's actually doing and why it's doing it. The show's intentionally messing with your head and intentionally drawing your attention away from important things that are being brought up. A lot of the time, the music was really instrumental in that, so I want to pay a little bit closer attention to the way that the music is either accenting the things that are being said or shown on screen, or actually actively detracting from them, because I got the feeling on my rewatch of episode 1 that the music was being composed to prevent me from noticing certain things, and I found that really interesting, and I'd like to see whether that continues. Anyway, this discussion at the beginning is getting way longer than it should be, but I feel like it's necessary because episode 1 was ridiculous, and I've had so many weird thoughts about it over the course of this week that I've been waiting to watch episode 2. So, let's go ahead and dive on into episode 2 of Flip Flappers and see where the hell this wild ride is going. I've got the episode up and ready to go. I'm still using the VON code. Hopefully that's a good thing. Nobody's told me that it isn't. If you think that it isn't and have a better, like, group of subs that you think I should be using, let me know and maybe I'll switch it up. But I've got that episode up and ready to go. It's at 0 seconds. There will be 2 versions of this reaction. As usual, you can find a picture-in-picture version with the video up there, linked in the description, and a timer-based version up on YouTube. If you want to do a syncy thing and sync up your own copy of the episode with the timer-based version, you're welcome to do so. Just get your copy ready because the beep beep timer to count you down will be coming at you now. Okay, I need notes ready. Hello. Hi, Grandma, I assume. This is rather familiar, and the glasses are saved. And they're not... weren't they cracked? One of them was broken? Yeah, what the fuck are you? Oh yeah, we're reusing scenes. The day-to-day. Hello! I don't remember her name. So I'm just gonna call her Saki. Or maybe you had a crazy adventure in oh, Jesus, it's here. Can other people see that thing? Oh my god, they can see her, though. Hey, could you not? Did she get a new hoverboard? It's not the same color as the previous one. Okay, so she has no idea that what she's doing is weird. Claiming that you're just a tool. Oof. Face down on a bed in the rain. Ugh. That's, Saki, right? Just gonna call her Saki until we get her name. Hourglass, pipe, umbrellas. And she grabbed 2. And then these cuts are awesome. Saki seems kind of like an antagonist. I wonder who the smaller person leaning up against that chair is. I wonder if it's a younger version Dr. Salt. That could work. I told you my name. What the fuck? Oh. I'll give you a ride. Nice. All right, back here. You're injured, yeah. And it was because of me. just straight back to happy. Hey, and it smells sweet. Or a piece of it. Okay. Okay, so her getting kidnapped and stuff, that just, what? Was that the organization bringing her back in? It only opens if our feelings are into. Aww. 'Twas. Oh no. Oh. Oh, Papika. Oh, she brought a present for her? Or is that a school uniform? It's a school uniform. She's gonna be a mysterious transfer student. Totally. Oh. Ha ha Hello, bunny. Oh, there she is, the mysterious transfer. Oh my god. Full precure. No. Nope. Ooh! Shut up. Ah, it's so popular. I'm trying to pull her into doing things. That is a ridiculous rice ball. Bye. Yeah, that could get annoying. Oh, she wants to take care of her little bunny thing. What? What? What the fuck is it? Scared of? Yep, there we go. All I want is to be near you. Ooh, salt. Furipu. Furapu. So is that the organization? So flip flappers are people who work for the organization Flip Flap? That makes sense. Don't follow me. Yeah, that didn't work. And she's gonna come up over the thing or under the thing. Me too! You're weird, stop! Safe. I don't know, dude. I feel real bad for Papika, though. What? Does something smell bad in there? Big doubt. We know she's involved in something because we see her in the OP. That could lead to something really cruel. The coast is clear, or is it? I'm waiting for a jump scare. Papika jump scare. That's a strange painting to just have in a school. Looks like that one girl from Haruhi. We saw her painting before. So she's an artist. And it reminds her of there. Oh, jeez. Uh-oh. Okay, it's a bunny. Why is it green? What is it? It's dinner. Yeah, she's thinking that. Whoop. Oh, hello. Thinker? I'm sorry, what? What the fuck is that? Okay, so this is the future, right? Oh, you gonna get real mad now? All of this is true. Yep. Zero sense of self-preservation. Alright, there it is. What? What? Did they just get eaten by something? What the fuck just happened? Okay, this is somewhere different. And awesome. And what? And what? Huh? Um... What the fuck? What? Oh no. Oh, hi. Wee wee Westwis. Okay. What? Bruh, it's my pet bunny. I don't want to go on any stupid adventures with you. Ooh. Oh, hello. Who are you? That's not Yuka Skidoo itself, right? They turn into bunnies when they're here and he turns into a human? Nah. It's probably salt. Craving to chew on things? Her teeth grew. What? Trying to resist. What? That was a cow noise. What is this place? Color swap? Yeah. What is that? Don't nibbly nib. That's gonna break. Wait, that is him, isn't it? It is the bunny. Eh. She turned it on. But what is it? Vacuum? They're inside the vacuum. Is there gonna be a giant fan? Oh, geez. Doesn't need to be. Ah. Hey, bunny buddy. It is him. What the fuck? It's not like I wanted to save you or anything. Ba-ba-ba-ba. I'm sorry, what? I mean, I guess that's a plan. Hey, it's working. Uh-huh. Is she gonna have her own awakening? It's a similar circumstance. And the response from the core of your heart is... Damn. There it is. What's up? Okay. Okay. And she's now got longer glowy hair as well. What happened to you? Now we just need them to do it together. Yeah. Why would you translate Genki as Buzzy? Thanks, bud. Oh no, no. Zero sense of self-preservation, I guess. Alright. It's a couple of lines with some weight to them. H2CA! Hexa! No, I'm sorry. Okay. That worked, I think. Where were we? How did we get there? What the fuck? Hello? Okay. Do you? Okay, I guess you do. What did you just sign up for? Aww. Pain. Please stop chewing on me. And she witnessed some of that. Okay, elevators. Where are we going? Are we going to meet the organization? Special code. Okay. Wait. Wait. Is she the lady in the boat? I don't know. Sayori. Hello, Salt. Totally not evil over here. Totally not evil music. Oh, totally not an evil smile. Nah, he's a good guy. Oh? Toma? Right? That seems like a poor way to design a building. W uh... unpaid internship. You're doing it for work experience. Assuming you survive. Uh-huh, we're just in this... Good question. You're not gonna get an answer, are you? Okay. Oh, we got some optical illusions creeping in. What? Nah, whatever, this CD's amazing. I just noticed the cycle on the rabbit jumping. That's really cool. Okay, there are 15 seconds. Okay. It's a little stinger. Mad Max? What the fuck? Wait. What she was wearing there? Is that... Okay, what? Okay, what? What the fuck? And then big dude, and then we see Papika in an outfit that's really reminiscent of something. What is it really reminiscent of, though? Shit. I feel real stupid about this. It makes me think, Yoko and Asuka. I don't know why I'm thinking Asuka. Asuka cloak. No, it's her mech that ends up with the cloak that looks like that. What the hell? Kinda. It doesn't really. Yoko kinda does at one point when she's got a cloak on. No, I don't know what the hell I'm thinking about. Okay, let's not get stuck on that. We'll see it next episode, and maybe we'll come up with an idea. All right, ED just keeps getting better. This episode was weird. Is it strange that I feel like we got answers, but no less questions than we had at the beginning of the episode? I don't know. So this one feels like a parallel episode to the previous one. The previous one ending with Coconut awakening because Papika is in peril, this one ending in the opposite direction, and with a bit of a confrontation and then resolution of conflict, sort of, between Papika and Kokona over the whole, you're really kind of crazy and scary, and also bad things happen when you're around, and dangerous things happen when you're around, and you seem to throw yourself into danger with absolutely no concern for your own life or anything else. So no, I'm not going to go adventuring with you, which I think is a really reasonable stance to take by Kokona. Especially when she's dealing with all these things in her head, leads to some pretty wonderful sequences with the gag of the bathroom and then leaving and running away from her and all that stuff. I'm confused by this moment where she puts her. Yeah, what? Why does she cover her? Why does she cover her nose like that? I'm just uncertain. Okay. In any case, Saki ends up helping her out and keeping her safe from her new friend, who is crazy and weird and flies around on a hoverboard, and nobody gives that a second glance, really. They give her a weird look because she's weird, but technology is strange in this universe, or really futuristic, unclear at the moment. And Saki here has this moment where she grabs her arm and okay, name Yayaka. Okay. Yayaka has this moment where she grabs her arm and is like about to say something to her, but then chooses to say something different, I think. Wonder what she was going to say to her. Something it strikes me as the kind of thing that would be like, don't get involved with someone like Papika, that she's trying to pass off as like, oh, this is just normal advice from a friend, but it's more that she actually understands what's going on here. She seems like she's involved. We know that she's involved because we see her in a suit thing with fire around her, being sad and alone and depressed-y, in the OP at some point. And no idea what that's about. Okay. So she doesn't end up actually confronting her about it, just tells her that you need to be clear with her, and then that, of course, builds into the conversation that they end up having where Coconuts like, get the fuck away from me, seriously, you're a problem. Okay. So, we got this painting, and it's all dark with red skies, and it looks like it's of a lake, I think. What the hell is it? And we're just sort of creepily approached by this green-haired girl who looks like the green-haired girl from Haruhi, whose name I can't remember, but she really reminds me of her, who is interested in the painting and talks about what it makes her feel and how she feels about things, and that you should come to the art club. Maybe we'll talk about interesting things like that together. Okay, forgive me for a second. I'm gonna go to episode 1 and go find the boat scene and, see if it looks familiar. Alright, it's not in the prologue, it's right after the OP, correct? Yeah, okay. No, she's on a boat, the skies aren't red, it's not quite that. Okay, cool. Was just curious. Let me see this. Yeah, the old lady and the maid. Okay. Oh, I have no idea what pure converter means. Okay. No idea what the painting is about. But her bunny sneaks into her bag and then goes and hides behind a statue of the thinker, which then elevates itself to reveal what I guess is, I assume it's like a part of school ground property stuff. It like maintains the lawn area around this statue. It's really strange, really weird, and I guess futuristic. And it sucks the bunny into it, and they dive on in somehow. How did they get inside the vacuum thing exactly? Because they were like looking into it, and then suddenly they like flipped across the boundary line and were inside of it, and then they got sucked in, and then the world within it was like the sub-microscopic world that they were sort of What the fuck? What happened? See, this is what I'm talking about. It makes sense when you first watch it. You're like, "Oh, this flows. This works." And then you go back through it and you try to like actually work through the logic of events and how they occurred, and they function on an emotional level and on a narrative level, but then on an actual like in-universe logic level, we don't know anything about the logic of the universe, and so it's just doing ridiculous things and being strange, and I don't know what the fuck is happening. Honestly, the thing that it reminds me of is an Ikuhara show, and that's a weird thing to say, but I'll clarify. Ikuhara shows very often don't like they make more sense on a symbolic narrative level than on an actual logical in-world narrative level. I mean, you can pull any example you want from Sarazan Mayutena Penguin Drum and find things that characters do or things that occur in a world that do not make sense, but they function as part of the narrative. And this show has that. It's got that something to it. It's weird. Okay, I want to see the scene where they actually transition into the thing. All right, so they are yelling into it. They confirm the name, and this is immediately after conflict, and she is freaking out, and Papika immediately goes to look for her bunny. What was your bunny's name? All right, we confirm the name. We yell. We pull out, bringing them in, and then we are in the eye of Kokona, which we pull back from to reveal them inside the thing. What? What? And the thinker. What? Alright, cut to black, open, eye open. Is that important? That little thing that broke off? Why does it start glowing? What is it? What is this place that they're in? Is this the world of like dust and stuff that's been sucked into the vacuum cleaner? Or huh? What? Then what? And why do they turn into bunnies? What's happening? Okay, so tail emerges, bunny ears emerge, and it's really cool. The color and just weirdness of this whole sequence is amazing and super trippy, and it's then one upped immediately by apparently Kokona is something. I'm sorry, Papika is something. She's like an Usagi monster that's changing colors psychedelically. This is really cool and really weird, and the wibbity warbity animation on all of it is it's almost Tatami Galaxy-esque. It reminds me of some of Yuasa's work. The bright, highly contrasting neon colors, and then the crazy light show, and then the weird warping faces, which eventually sort of solidifies into her actual face as they hold each other and smell each other. Or are they balls of energy at this point, and it's through their rabbit senses of smell, now that they've become bunnies, what the fuck, that they actually can identify one another out of the mess of other things around them. That they're not actually taking these forms. But then they are, because they bite through the stuff. What? When she's hungry. She's real hungry. So Brain Boy, Buchan, got turned into two entities? I don't fucking know, man. Wee Wee Westwiss. And she wants to avoid that. She does not want to give in. and ends up wandering off. But what about the fragments? Oh, you mean those plot MacGuffins that I have absolutely no investment in going and obtaining for you? Yeah, I totally care about those, even though I have no reason to at the moment. Again, Papika's naivete shows through. Okay. Huh. It's a really great frame, though, that one. I like the color swappiness of the show so far. These crazy, weird, wonderful landscapes. This place on the inside, I don't know what this is. It's all machinery-ish. She breaks off the crystal from the lever that's holding it down. There's an off-on switch, which she eventually smacks, electrifying that pipe and then creating a gigantic spinning vortex of death. Gigantic bottle breaks, and in this world, your bunny is a badass. What? Actually, strong heart catch precure reminders throughout this episode. Weird things, but if you haven't seen the heart catch, I won't spoil the things that I'm talking about. But there's a particular male character who does this, and like saves characters a couple times because Deus Ex. Man, it's weird. I have no words for the strangeness of this episode. And then they sort of, they like work together to try and get out of here. And he's just like, yeah, good idea, homie. We can do this. And eventually we lead into the excellent animation and crazy awesomeness of the ending sequence, which is really nice and tense. There's no worry that they're actually going to fall into the lava. I guess they kind of do, but they get saved from it. But the little moment where he's like, we'll die together. It's kind of cute. It's really cool. And then Papika has her awakening, and it is pretty dope. Dun dun dun. What happened to you? I don't know. My hair's floating around. And they translate it to Buzzy. She says Genki, right? Yeah. Why would you translate that to Buzzy? I don't know. Oh, you know what he looks like? He looks like one of those. Oh shit! What are they called? They're these green figures that you can like bend. They're like really bendy. Shit. What do you call those? Green, bendy toy guy. Yeah, Gumby. He's like a Gumby, except he's a rabbit. What the fuck? Okay. And then some crazy stuff happens. How do we get out of here? We go through the blades. We hold hands and say a thing. I swear I won't ever let you go. And she says, you better not, Papika. Definitely not an important moment. Actually, I think this sequence is really cool, and I joked about it during the reaction itself, but it's exactly the way that the camera pulls back from the Symphogear characters when they all link hands and do a special move. It's exactly the way, which in itself is pretty similar to the way that some Mahou Shoujo will do similar things. But it's to see. Sorry. This whole sequence is wonderful. Especially when we have, like, the blue light over Papika. Here. This sequence is really familiar looking. And the effects on the glowing energy stuff, the speed lines on this crazy tunnel. Oh, just awesome. Really, really cool. I really wonder who animated these scenes. Because something about the way that Papika looks in these sequences, specifically these sort of close-up actiony shots with her face coming real close, and then the way that the sort of the sketchy smears on the edges of her arm to show movement, and I think on the edges of her face as well. Yeah, definitely. The way it jumps into this sort of sketchy weirdness where the color boundaries are like in one place and then there are extra lines to create like a sense of direction and flow to her movement as she moves across our screens. And then again with the arm as she actually throws this. I want to know who did this cut. I want to know who did that cut because I know I've seen work by them before. I'll spend time on my own trying to look into it. It's just it's dangerous for me to do that because I can't, like, if this were a show that I didn't really care about being spoiled about, which I definitely do because the show's ridiculous at this point, I would just go to Sakugaburu and just go through all of the clips until I found that one and use that to find the animator. But I can't do that because then I would end up spoiling future cuts that'll probably be really cool. Darn. But I'm really curious about those particular cuts, especially the one with the smeary things that I talked about, because it looks super familiar, and I'd be shocked to find that it's an animator I haven't heard of. I've got a few ideas, but nothing super solid. If you happen to know who animated that cut, or have any inkling about it, or are able to find it on Takagaburu or a similar place, please let me know because I would like to know. I'm interested in such things. All right, so we enter an elevator, and this gives me weird vibes because the most of the time that I see elevators are in Ikuhara shows, and they mean things. They mean portals between realms, and in this case, it is exactly that. It is a portal between realms. We get into it. Buchan hits some buttons in a strange combination, and we are whisked away to Flip Flap, a strange, nonsensical labyrinth of a building with 3 characters in it: Sayuri. I wrote it down wrong. Sayuri, who has a bit of a resemblance to the woman in the boat that we saw, but it's really unclear because we don't see that woman's face. And she seems to be the tech whiz of the group, I guess. I'm not really sure, but seems to be. And then there's this guy who I don't know if we get a name for him. I'm Sayuri. No, she just says nice to meet you. Yeah, who the hell are you? No idea. And then Salt interrupts before we can get a name. Huh, alright. And then pink-haired character is definitely the scientist type with his lab coat and is seemingly ordering things around, doing the day-to-day operations while Salt kicks back and schemes definitely not evil things in his scheming chair. Sure. I don't buy Salt's act. Not that he's really putting on an act. It's to the point where they're making it seem so obvious that Salt is the bad guy that I'm expecting it to subvert and have Salt actually not be a bad guy. That's the extent to which it seems that Salt is the bad guy. Gosh. Okay. Yeah, a little moment here where he does the evilest grin and then tells her to carry a shard around with her, which is weird. And then we move around through the place, and it is, again, it's a nonsensical labyrinth. There are doors that don't seem to meet up with the ceiling or floor in any way. Like this trapdoor behind Kokona right now, how does that function? It doesn't. It's on a slope, but it's not. And then there's this like weird staircase that's also a ledge that goes into a vent to nowhere, and there's a door underneath it that you can't get to. Like, you can't get to that door. There's no stairway to it. The whole building is non-Euclidean and weird, and it's kind of cool. So what is this place, and what space does it exist in? I have no idea. So we usher them into a capsule hotel and creepily close the door, and then I guess sync rate them like crazy? We ask the question, what are the fragments? Why are you collecting them? He answers in the vaguest way possible, to liberate pure illusion, which... How steeped in Mahou Shoujo tropes is this show? Because so far it seems pretty fucking steeped. Pretty thoroughly. Like, this isn't really a spoiler. Every season of Precure, there's a world that isn't our world, and it gets attacked by some bad people or entities from that world. Usually it's a fairy world, and then they get attacked by something bad, whether it's Despair Empire or the Discord Kingdom or whatever. There's a bad people who attack, and then for the entirety of the journey, they have to go and like collect things or defeat the bad guys or whatever in order to get enough MacGuffins to liberate or save the fairy realm or whatever. And that's usually where their powers stem from. So if this is as steeped as in Mahou Shoujo tropes as I think it is, then the whole to liberate pure illusion thing is along those lines. But we don't really know what his real motivations are. I don't trust him. That's all I know. Alright, we go optical illusions. Some eyes appear in the weird wavy walls, and then the space that they were in is empty, and they have been whisked off to somewhere else we don't know where. Okay. Neat. And then Edie. And then it seems like they're fighting in a Mad Max realm of sand and sand speeders and stuff. And then there's this character, person, and we don't even know what the title is because he gets cut off. Oh, is that his name? Hidaka. Hidaka. Pink. Science. Boy. Got it. Cool. And some crazy, weird monstrosity creatures. The masks kind of look like the robots that we fought before, or that captured us before. And something about the electricity bill? I don't fucking know. Oh, pure XLR. XLR? Like, where's my backup XLR cable? I've got one around somewhere. I don't fucking know. Like, XLR? Like an XLR cable? Because that's the only thing that's an XLR that I know of. It's the standard for microphone and audio cables. Does it refer to anything else? I Google it, it comes up with XLR connector. Yeah. Is that intentional? Are we doing something that has to do with audio engineering? What? Okay. Okay. Oh, we are. Input converter XLR. They're all terms you'd find on like an audio engineer's board. Okay. It's like somebody just like looked at the front of their guitar amp and named all of the episodes after the buttons and dials and inputs and stuff. Input, converter, XLR. What's the next one? I don't know. Switch, air, phantom power. What? Master volume. Okay. We'll see if that trend continues. I assume that it will. Alright. Another weird, wonderful, insane episode of Flip Flappers. I feel like I just have as many questions as I did before. I just got more with all these characters and some good moments with them. Some cool animation. Some really interesting things going on that again kind of make sense on a thematic and like flow of the story level, but don't necessarily make sense on a this thing happens causing this thing to happen level. Like, how did they get in the vacuum cleaner thing? No clue. No clue whatsoever. So, I will take my bafflement and my intrigue, and I will just hold on to them for a little while, and we will go ahead and watch episode 3 of Flip Flappers next week. So, I've been Teeaboo. This has been Flip Flappers episode 2. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. If you've got information on any of the cuts I talked about, or just any other information about the show, or insights or thoughts or ideas that you've had about it, I'd love to hear them. I'd love to share them. I'd love to talk about stuff like that. So throw that stuff in the comments. And until next time on Flip Flappers, I'll see you around. Peace.